What began as a Hawaii tourist spectacle turned into a moment where visitors had to take shelter. A towering lava fountain blast started raining volcanic debris near viewing areas, and within hours, fine ash drifted downwind into communities. A volcano at the heart of Hawaii just erupted so violently that its lava fountain surged higher than a 40-story building. On January 24, 2026, Kilauea's Episode 41 didn't just light up the sky inside Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, it threw a dangerous rock storm of volcanic debris into viewing areas and sent ash and glassy strands drifting into communities downwind. Episode 41 began around 11:10 a.m. local time, erupting from vents inside Halemaumau crater at Kilauea's summit. At first, it looked like the kind of eruption people travel across the world to see. Bright, clean fountains, lava spilling across the crater floor, and the surreal glow you can spot from miles away. Then the numbers started climbing. By about 12:10 p.m., both the north and south vent fountains were reported at over 500 meters tall, about 1,640 feet, an extreme height for this ongoing episodic eruption cycle. Later USGS assessment placed the estimated maximum fountain heights around 460 to 480 meters, roughly 1,510 to 1,575 feet, peaking just after 12:30 p.m. Either way, this wasn't pretty lava. This was high-energy, skyscraper-scale fountaining that turns molten rock into airborne fragments. And that's where Episode 41 became different, because tall fountains don't only make light, they make tephra. Tephra is volcanic material thrown into the air, ranging from fine ash to gritty fragments, produced when magma is blasted and shredded by gas pressure. In Kilauea's case, one of the most notorious forms is Pele's hair, thin, golden brown strands of volcanic glass that can drift far downwind, irritate skin and eyes, and contaminate water catchment systems. During Episode 41, tephra wasn't a minor side effect. It became a real-time hazard. Visitors in the park's viewing areas suddenly faced what was described as a rare rock storm, with debris coming down fast enough that people ran for cover. Reports also noted at least one visitor said they were struck by tephra. This is the moment that resets the entire story. The eruption wasn't confined to the crater floor anymore, because the danger moved into the space where people believed they were just watching. USGS hazard reporting for this episode described widespread tephra fall, not only within the park, but into communities north and east of the summit. That includes Volcano Village, Mauna Loa Estates, Ohia Estates, and then farther downwind areas such as Mountain View, Fern Acres, Curtistown, Aina Loa Estates, Hawaiian Paradise Park, Hawaiian Beaches, Pahoa, and even Hilo. In the more distant locations, the material was reported as fine-grained ash and Pele's hair. But fine does not mean harmless when it's glass and grit in your air and water. This is why volcanic fallout is so deceptive. Ash and tephra can look like dirt on a car hood, but it behaves like abrasive glass. It can scratch eyes, irritate lungs, and turn water into something you can't safely drink without taking precautions. USGS specifically warned that tephra can contaminate catchment water supplies, an immediate problem for many households that rely on rainwater collection. And Episode 41 had the kind of output that makes fallout travel. USGS estimates that approximately 14 million cubic yards of lava, about 11 million cubic meters, erupted during this episode and covered roughly 80 to 85% of Halemaumau's crater floor. At peak intensity, the estimated maximum effusion rate reached around 800 cubic meters per second just after 12:30 p.m. That's not a lava flow. That's a short-duration, industrial-scale lava production event, and the byproducts don't politely stay inside the crater. Episode 41 also wasn't a days-long disaster. It was an 8-hour and 18-minute shockwave. USGS reports the episode ended at 7:29 p.m. local time. The north vent stopped around 7:26 p.m., and the south vent briefly surged again for about 30 seconds before the eruption fully shut down. So, in under 9 hours, Kilauea built a fresh layer across most of the crater floor, launched tephra into public spaces, and sent fine fallout into residential areas. And the wind did the rest. USGS reporting highlighted how weak surface winds, combined with stronger winds aloft, helping spread tephra toward communities east and north of the summit. That detail matters because it explains why people can feel calm at ground level, while the upper atmosphere is steering fallout into places that aren't expecting it. In other words, conditions can look fine where you're standing, while the hazard is already moving above you. The disruption didn't stop at the park boundary. Hawaiian Airlines said 8 flights were cancelled in and out of Hilo because of soot and ash on the ground. That's a clean demonstration of the real-world reach of volcanic particles. Even when aircraft aren't flying through a thick plume, ash on the runway environment, in the air near the airport, or in maintenance considerations can force cancellations and operational changes. So here's the core question. Why does Kilauea keep doing this in episodes? Because this eruption is not a single continuous blast. It's an episodic cycle that has been active since December 23, 2024, with activity mainly confined to Halemaumau crater at the summit. Episodes can be short and intense, followed by pauses that last days to more than 2 weeks. That stop-start behavior is part of the system's current rhythm. USGS monitoring explains the breathing mechanics through instrument signals. At the onset of episode 41, monitoring showed a sharp increase in tremor, basically the volcano getting loud, and a significant deflationary tilt signal as magma and gas vented rapidly. After the eruption ended, the system began inflating again, which fits the pattern of recharge between episodes. Think of it as pressure building in the plumbing, a violent release through the vents, then a reset as magma reaccumulates and pressure rebuilds. That episodic word can trick people into thinking the eruption is predictable, like it's on a schedule. Episode 41 is your warning label, because even if the timing of the next episode falls into a pattern, the hazards do not behave like a theme park show. A tall fountain can turn a safe-looking overlook into a tephra exposure zone in minutes. Fine ash and Pele's hair can travel downwind and affect communities that aren't near the crater. And the impacts can spill into infrastructure quickly, including flight operations. And there's another important truth. The danger doesn't end the second the fountains stop. After episode 41, USGS noted intermittent glow from the vents and continued monitoring signals consistent with an active system. Tephra already on the ground can be resuspended by wind. Glass fibers can collect on surfaces. Ash can linger on roads, rooftops, cars, and in water collection setups. The show ends, but the cleanup and health impacts can continue. So what happens next? If you want a responsible, fact-based answer, you follow the agency that watches the volcano continuously. After episode 41, USGS maintained Kīlauea at alert level watch with aviation color code orange, with eruptive activity confined to the summit area. Based on preliminary monitoring and the episode-to-episode behavior at the time, USGS suggested the next lava fountaining episode was likely about 2 to 3 weeks away, while also signaling that forecasts improve with additional data. Here's the takeaway that makes episode 41 worth a full video. It proved that Kilauea doesn't just erupt in a crater, it can reach out and touch people's day. A single afternoon can include extreme fountaining, sudden debris hazards, downwind fallout, water contamination risk, and flight cancellations. That's why this volcano remains one of the most monitored on Earth, because it can flip from breathtaking to dangerous faster than most people can process. If you want more real-world breakdowns like this, big events explained with the science and the consequences, hit like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, would you watch Kilauea from the official overlooks, or would you rather stay miles away and follow the updates from a safe distance?